Here we go. Hi.
How many times?
This is Guru Brando with positively entertaining conversations and our curious guests, TJ and Alex. So, crap. We're just going to talk about crap now.
That's gonna be so loud on the thing.
Oh.
It was. Sorry, guys. Okay. Alex, you had issues this past week. We don't have to rehash. They're resolved, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Your bird died yesterday.
Yep.
That really sucks.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not really.
I don't blame
Because I'm
you.
gonna start crying.
Okay, so we won't talk about that. You're processing your grief.
Yep.
You're doing fine.
Yep.
Okay, anything good going on with you, TJ?
Everything's just going pretty good.
That's good. Okay, so what were we talking about just earlier?
We were talking about saying you too or thanks after somebody says have a good day.
Okay, so that's the whole dilemma right now, is Alex got peeved at me because we went through the Taco Bell drive-thru and I did not say you too. What did he say exactly?
He
Have a
said-
nice day?
I thought he said have a good day.
Okay, have a good day. Either way, it was some sort of informal type send you on your way thing. And I didn't say you too. I said thanks. Alex, your perspective?
I was like, oh, that's weird. You didn't say you too. Just because I say you too. And I think that that's nice to say that because they gotta sit there and do that. So I think you gotta wish them to have a good day because otherwise, working at fast food sucks.
So do you think that every time someone goes through the drive-thru and says you too, that they really feel that?
No.
Okay,
But
that
I
was
think-
my side of it. Because if you feel disingenuine when you say it, you don't hear it genuinely. When someone says it to you, you don't process it. You just pass it on, right?
Mhm.
If they're trained to say that, they're not actually personalizing it. It's not really for you. It's a trained process.
But how do you know that about every employee?
I don't. I
maybe one
judge their
person-
character.
Right. So I think that saying you too is a lot better. Like, it might not be genuine, but it's better than just thanks.
Now you're right on that front because I've always told you if you want something to manifest, what do? You put the intention into it, right?
Mhm.
So that stands true too. So basically, fake it till you make it. If you want to be a better person, genuinely be a better person, you have to behave like a better person than you are.
Mhm.
So maybe I should start saying that. However, the story I told was
That somebody said have happy birthday and have a good day, and then you said you too.
yeah.
And it wasn't their birthday.
Right. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore because that was dumb. So it's my own crap I have to get over. So I will make a commitment to you to practice that procedure.
Mm.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay.
I think that when someone says like "have a nice day," and like you can put a lot of energy into a "you too," without it being like condescending. Because if I
Yeah.
say "thank you," it's
Yeah.
all like, okay, thanks for giving me stuff. But if you say like "you too," like really enthusiastic, like "you too," like you can like it feel
Yeah.
like you mean it more.
Either you mean it more or you're giving them perspective as to how they're behaving. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone is disingenuine when they're like, have a great day, and they're doing it just because they have to do it, if they're disingenuine when you respond the same way, like you said, if they're disingenuine, they'll sort of take a look at themselves and see how they look because they'll view you as disingenuine because they are. Whereas you're a genuine person. So when someone says that to you, you automatically assume that they're being genuine. That's adorable. That is so cute. I forget that you're a teenager, you know, and you still have hope for
He's
people.
not a
No.
jaded adult yet.
I
Yeah.
mean it like when I say to people, like, I'll just be.
Oh, I
worried,
know
but,
you do. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying because you're totally genuine when you say it. You assume that when someone says it to you, they're being genuine, right?
Yeah.
Whereas people like me who know the training, you know, because I've been trained, protocol as to what to say. I've been trained in neurolinguistics. And so I know exactly what you need to say to get someone to do something, right? And so, and so I know how when you work fast food, the script works, how you upsell people, etc., etc. Yes, some people are genuine, and it's not because of training. Some people genuinely in retail or whatever service you're getting, some people really do mean that. And that's why I said what I said. When some people, I will say it to, it's up to their character. Somebody like you, I would always say it to just like that, because I view you as a genuine person.
And you're the same person.
Right. The same. Everyone has the same potential, is what I'm saying. So the only reason why I viewed this person as disingenuine was his behavior behind it, his body language, his eye contact, all of that. It was a rubber stamp answer. Okay, we had to stop, do a little cut because Miss Alex had to drop names. No more name dropping. No more name dropping. No name dropping. It would never be my intention to make somebody feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Except
try.
you.
Yeah, except for you. Okay, not really. All right, so Alex, now that we've got that whole issue out of the way, what is another issue that you feel like I need to work on for manners? Because manners is a really good thing to talk about, because you're a new generation, I'm an old generation, and Grandpa's way old generation.
It's
and
like
you live
up 2 generations.
Yeah, and so you have two viewpoints, right? So which one do you take? Do you take an old-fashioned type manner thing, or are you like me?
It depends on who you're around.
And
If it's more...
I said we were going to look at the camera. We're going to do this to
Well.
y'all, and I couldn't do it because I have to make eye contact with the person I'm talking
Yeah,
to.
if it's more
weird.
If it's more formal, usually then it's old-fashioned type manners. Like
I don't know where to look now. I don't know what we're doing. Well, let's look at TJ. Hi! Okay, so old-fashioned manners in what? In old-fashioned company?
Well, it's person to person.
Oh, TJ, did your parents watch the podcast? Did they comment about the podcast that Alex was on? Because she name dropped in that one.
They knew about it, but I don't think.
I name dropped.
You
I don't know
need
if they
you need
watched
to
it
get
or
her to
not.
watch it because she talks about how she relates to your parents, and so it's pretty great. So if y'all watch this, she's talking about you. If you don't get it, okay. So along that line, is that what you're talking about? In your prior podcast, you said you modify your behavior
I do.
around a certain class of people.
Right.
That's what it boils down to, and so it was interesting to hear you say that again. So do you use better manners when you're in a better class of people?
Yeah.
Oh my God! So where does the family fit then? What
Well,
class are we
it's
for manners?
For family, it's not about class. It's about you're my family, and you guys are stinky, and I'm stinky, so we're stinky together.
So do you do that at your house? Do you lower kind of your manner scale at home with your family, or do you use the same amount of manners? I know, weird. Hi, Joe. I know you're watching.
You name dropped.
Oh, Joe, I can name drop. I'm not. Yeah, I can do that because he's my friend.
Let's discuss
Say his
Joe.
address and phone number and.
Answer the
No.
question.
Yes, answer the question. Oh crap, microphone.
I'm
Sorry, Joe. No.
I use like less manners around my house just because it's like, it's my area to be me without a filter of, hello, yes, please, thank you.
I think
Is
you're
here
lying.
an area like
I
that
think you're
too?
lying.
Is here an area?
I think that you use the same amount of manners. I really do. I think that it's just so instilled in you. And the reason why I say that is because even when you're here, you have extra manners. More manners than what I think my kids grew up with. Do you think that it's a class thing? Honestly.
I just got a lot of positive reinforcement for it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just like other parents being like, "You're the most polite little boy, Jimmy here."
Yes, and I'm guilty of
No,
saying
it's-
that too.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Because like
That
growing
hit
up,
me.
like in like a really like white area, I feel like I like have to like represent like Asian people to
Oh.
like white people who like don't know any Asian people.
I
Ooh,
didn't think
and you know
about
what?
that.
I can relate on the aspect of I do the same thing because I smoke pot and I'm trans.
Yeah.
And so because I smoke pot and I advocate all the time for it, there's that.
You can't do all the like
Yeah, you can't.
stereotypes and like even if it's not
Yeah,
like
I know. And the
mhm,
funny thing is, I'm totally stereotypical. If people stop and actually get to know me, they would see it.
mhm.
But otherwise, probably, they don't give it a second thought. So it's interesting that we can relate on that.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And you can sort of relate because you're the only girl in the house.
Yeah.
So kind of discrimination.
And I have pink hair too.
Yeah.
So I think I don't talk politics with people who don't know me very well because then they're going to be like, oh, pink hair.
Ooh, okay.
Pink hair
So like the
feminist.
commercial,
Pink hair
his hair's
feminist.
blue.
Yeah.
Blue. We all see it.
Okay.
Blue.
So then, talk about that a little bit. So you think that people's perception of you is different because of your hair?
Yeah, I think that if
So then, why did you choose that?
I chose it for me, because I wanted pink hair. I thought that it looked cool, and I wanted to change my hair. Just like I want to change it again, because I'm bored
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
you're about to change it. Do you want to divulge to the viewers? Do y'all want to hear?
No, it's going to be a surprise.
Aw.
Guess the... Is there any comments? There's no
Yeah, there's comments.
Is there?
Yeah, yeah. Y'all can guess
in
the
the
color.
comments.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, it's not pink.
Oh Lord.
And it's not a natural color either.
Nothing about any of this is natural. Nothing about
Except
any
for
of
my roots
any of this.
in the back of my head.
Your eyebrows are natural, and that's another thing that you can thank me for. Of course, now you can't tell, but we have good eyebrows in the
Until
girls.
I turned 40.
Yeah. How do you feel about your eyebrows, TJ?
I have like a weird like I sweat a lot, so like
I was telling them about whenever you eat spicy food, your nose sweats.
yeah.
Okay, because we were talking about I have deodorant and stuff stashed in every room that I'm in.
That you frequent.
Yeah, that I frequent because I always sweat, so I feel like I smell all the time.
So like, cause like evolutionarily, like the eyebrows are like to keep the sweat out of your eyes.
Yeah.
And mine don't work, but I just have huge eyebrows anyways.
That must be what's
They're
up
not
with
bushy,
me.
though.
That
Yeah.
mine are thin. They're thin, and then you have her.
Perfect.
Okay, so what were we talking about before that? We were talking about manners in class. So you feel like,
I think he's just very well mannered.
well, I do too, but that's what I was saying is it could be, class, your class of, societal class. Because you said, you're around a lot of white people. You feel like you want to represent, your Asian. So your Asian heritage. Do you also feel like if you don't, they're gonna like discriminate against all Asians because you represented them?
Not really. Like I've we're like just in like Southern Illinois. I can say that right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I've never really experienced like anyone like being like racist towards me or discriminatory or prejudiced towards me. Like everyone I've been around like just like totally like doesn't see race. They'll like
Really?
ask like, oh, where are
Yeah.
you from? Like.
Do you
that's
feel?
as far as that it would go.
Johnny's
because,
gotten things like that.
Yeah.
But
Or-
do you feel like it's because of your manners? Because that you see is the view that I was trying to achieve. Is it? Do you feel like it's a social class thing? Do you feel like if you did not project fluency of class,
yeah, I feel like that.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
it doesn't make me like an easy target, because
Do you f-
like I kind of like try to hold myself with some self-respect.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
That's why you can date my daughter. Just so you know. Well,
and that he turned his tires at the very first time he parked outside the house.
that's
downhill.
when the bromance started right there.
Or it's uphill parking, so it's his
I can't even hear you right now because I have hearts exploding right now thinking about when he pulled in and parked. And it was actually, I asked him why he did it because I didn't want him to be on autopilot and give me a rubber stamp answer of because and then by the book. I wanted him to be able to explain it to me why he did it here.
And then you're like, yeah, he can drive my daughter to get ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. That was the first venture. Oh, that was a while ago.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Oh, God. I shouldn't have even said that. Knocking on wood. Oh, do you know where that comes from?
No, I just tapped my ring
The
on the
belief
desk.
that like little like woodland spirits would like come and
Yes.
like
Oh,
do
my
stuff
God.
to you.
This is why I love him. Little sprites. Wood sprites.
Yeah.
They used to believe that the wood sprites that were hiding in the trees would hear whatever it was, whatever the secret meeting was. And so then in turn they would create the chaos around it, right? They would spread it around.
He didn't tap
so
his.
so it's okay. It's okay.
'Cause you don't
So
exist.
you tap on wood so they can't hear your whenever you're saying something bad that could happen.
Ah.
Yeah, because you don't want them to make it manifest. So you knock on wood.
So they don't hear.
It's like where Bless You came from.
Yes. Oh my god.
I love telling people about Bless You.
Hearts. All over the place for TJ.
Remember
pretty
when
happy about
I don't remember who it was, but somebody bless you'd all over Oliver. Remember?
All over. Oh yeah, that's right. I thought that was Lucas. Are you sure it was Oliver?
I don't know. It's
I can't remember. Yeah,
Oliver
it's all a
or
blur.
Lucas got bless you'd on.
Yeah, bless you. That was so great. Okay, so the whole social class thing, representing a higher class, means having fluency in manners. Is that what y'all believe?
Somewhat.
Do you believe that that's tied to intelligence?
No.
I feel like
Do you feel like the higher the intelligence, the more apt you are to use manners?
No. I don't think that.
Do you have an example without using a name of somebody who you feel has low intelligence, however, they're very well mannered? No names. And I swear if you say me, I'm going to throw something
I'm
at
not
you
gonna
on
say
camera.
you. Like, I can think. Like, there's definitely people
thinking.
that I'm not supposed to name drop them.
No, you're not. But do you, just yes or no, do you know
Yeah.
anyone who you feel like has kind of a lower intelligence, sort of rating in your peer group, lower intelligence, but uses an equal amount of manners as you?
Equal or greater.
Yeah, equal or greater.
I think that's more of like a girl thing.
More of a girl thing?
Yeah, to like be
He's
like
sexist.
super
Kick
like
him out.
Totally is.
polite. To like be always just be like
Do,
super
okay,
polite
so
and,
do you
like,
feel like whenever
like
you are,
soft.
when you're super polite, then do you feel effeminate?
A little bit, because like part of like manners is like using like a very like neutral, like kind of like
Yeah.
soft voice.
Yeah,
Did you hear the
and
bell?
I can. We're recording, and I can tell you right now that whenever you are in a situation like I am, where you sound effeminate and you use manners, you're always called ma'am,
Then you grow a beard.
and then you grow a beard to
He grows a
camouflage it
beard.
all.
Tom's got a beard.
He
I
has a
can.
couple of hairs. I know.
You can count 'em.
Count
Aw.
them.
My thick Korean heritage does
Yes.
not allow the
Got
beard
a
growth.
mustache too.
Okay,
That's cute.
so y'all are making me want to vomit. I have a trash can right here.
And behind you.
Okay,
And over there.
so in
And over
regard,
there.
I have a lot of trash cans. My God, thanks for pointing that out to everybody watching. Jeez.
You
All
also have
right.
a kitchen back there.
Okay, stop. You're killing me. All right. So in regards to the social class, do you feel like intelligence and social class go hand in hand? Because we're talking, all right, there's social class, there's intellectual class. You see where I'm going with
I think
this?
they could go hand in hand, but they don't because it's not always.
There's a correlation, not causation.
Oh my God!
Isn't he so smart?
Oh, wow! Like you're probably gonna get to marry Alex. like it could be the real deal. Just yeah. So Alex, behave yourself. Like seriously.
You let him put a ring on it.
Well, a promise ring. It ain't a solid ring yet.
So,
We'll see.
I think, like, of course, if you're wealthier, then you can afford, like,
You have more
private schools or
opportunities.
more education. But if you're talking about, like, strict intelligence, then that's a very difficult thing to measure.
Well, I am talking intelligence as a whole, yes. And what you struck on, there's academic intelligence, there's
Versus,
emotional
yeah.
intelligence,
And then there's, of course, street smarts.
and then there's experience,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so if you combine all three of those, do you feel like any one of those you would have greater or lesser opportunities to use manners?
I feel like,
If you're of a lower intellect, would you be around people who typically used manners? Would you be presented opportunities if you had a lower intellect? Would you be presented opportunities naturally to use higher classed manners?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Uh,
There's always a
uh,
why. You can think about it. What do you think?
um, I think, like, if you're going by the book, like, oh, dumb person, not rich, don't fancy, then.
I think people that have a higher intelligence, overall intelligence, are offered greater opportunity to practice higher class manners. And I say practice them because they're not always natural. Because you can be from a podunk family and then become a professional and learn them. You're not the same person that you're born as, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you think about the opportunities that somebody has when they're growing up in their family, they don't remain the same. So you have a choice to make, right? So we're always talking about resistance and how you get over kind of that stuff. So if you're taught these manners early on, your opportunities may be greater because you attract a higher functional
yeah.
class of people, right? So it's sort of a circle, you understand?
Yeah.
So then you have to make sure that when you have kids, you're teaching them always a higher class of manners than you have. Does that make sense? If you want your kids to be in a higher class than you have to up your standard of what you were raised with. I don't know how you can up that bar much.
Yeah.
No elbows on the table.
Like my dad, like he's like, uh,
For
like
the record, I love your parents,
yeah,
both of them.
yeah, like the most polite dude ever.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
It bothers me that you called your dad dude.
And it's
a
like,
little
not
bit.
outside,
It's sort of weird.
Like, it's.
But I call Grandpa Pops.
But that's different.
How isn't it the same? Like if you say dude, pops, guy.
Do you call your friends pops?
They all mean
If
different
they're old.
things to different people.
Hmm.
Like to me,
Anyway.
pops is just the cereal. Like I would never call my dad like pops.
Yeah, because you
Then
have
you'd
a
be
hard
calling your dad
class
cereal.
manner.
I called him Pa one time
Oh,
as a
that's
joke.
disturbing.
What
Don't
did
do
he
that. I
say?
don't like that.
We're gonna go fishing on vacation one time. Like we're gonna go out for fishing with Pa.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's gross. You were saying that your dad is this, great guy, well mannered and everything. Where did he get it?
He got it from his very polite father. He didn't start out with much, but like he got like very educated and he served in the military and
You said he didn't start out with much, so he was the one that determined that he wanted his son to have a higher class manner,
Yep.
and then your dad decided he wanted his kids to have higher class manner, and so here you are, almost, I would say, I don't know, 80%. 80% sealed deal. You are very courteous and kind, and the only reason you have 80% because you're still a teenager and you have time to screw up. So
Gotta plan for the worst. Leave
yeah.
wiggle room.
So until you're 25, you have this solid lock of if or maybe. Okay, so just so you know.
That's above 50.
Yeah, right.
That's a B.
But what happens whenever you have an entire family and each kid has different manners, even though they've been raised the same way by the
Then
same
it
parents.
shows how receptive they were to the manners and how, like,
Yay,
if they wanted to
got it.
actually
Ah,
pursue
I'm
them.
very proud of her. Okay.
Because, like, there's this thing, and Tom knows what I'm talking about. Like with me, it's as soon as we sit down at the dinner table, the phones go away, right? It's devices go away. You engage in dinner,
And that's
no
what
matter
I
where
used to
you
say.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
And people who don't do that, who stay on their phones, like, show disregard for the rest of the people. They don't appreciate the company. And that's the kind of thing that it shows in your manners. Is if you want to be well-mannered, or if you don't.
So if you have kids that grow up in the same family, do you think birth order plays a role in where the manners lie? Because like what you just said, how apt were we to let you and Quentin be on a device anytime, much less at the table?
Nope.
And Mom was gone for most of it, and I didn't even let y'all have stuff like that. Grandma bought y'all your first computer.
Yeah, we went outside.
Yeah. And then here we have...
On the rocks.
Then
we played in the rocks.
You so did. Then we have...
It was big rocks, too.
Then we have Lucas and Oliver, who have been allowed the devices because Mom was gone through, part of that transition with y'all. But she's been home, with the little boys. And so her being home, they all have collectively had more screen time because that's how they associate together.
Yeah, and not only that, it was also, like, with the changing of technology and it furthering, then, like, kids were getting tablets and phones younger and younger.
Yeah.
Like, I got my first phone in 6th grade?
No, I don't remember.
6th
like
grade?
that,
We'll say 6th grade.
Spoiled.
And, yeah. And, then Lucas and Oliver
I was
got
21
track phones.
when I got my
It's
first
because
cell
you're
phone.
old.
21.
How big was it? Was it the
It-
big
Is it-
car phone?
Stop.
It was...
Tell me when to
I
stop.
have the... It's in
Tell me
there.
when to
That
stop.
bag.
Tell me when to stop. Wow.
Keep going.
How big was
The
your
radiation box?
Yes, and it is like you pull it out and pull the phone out. It's like this, and the antenna's like this long. I'll have to show them next time. Okay, so seriously though, do you feel like birth order plays a part in that?
It's kind of like the thing I was comparing it to before. Like, it can, because only because parents will change based on birth order. Like,
We
Oliver,
give up.
Oliver
we totally
isn't
gave
treated
up
the
after
same.
you.
Oliver, that's why Oliver is a mama's boy with a speech impediment. Swear to God, because he's been coddled.
Okay, yeah, he has been coddled.
And that's why
Yes.
that's why Quentin and I are so much different.
Now I just keep thinking about Itchy and Scratchy. Okay.
What?
From The Simpsons.
Yeah, from The Simpsons, because they used the
show
hammer.
that they always watch.
Oh, just stop. Anyway.
Oh my God, he doesn't.
It's
You said
okay.
no pop culture.
I'm ruined. I ruined everything.
All right, this is my podcast.
Okay,
now.
so seriously, continue with what you were saying, please.
Since parents can change, I'm not saying that all do. Since parents can change, I don't think birth order, specifically, is what influences
Let's
it.
face it, Oliver's feral.
Yeah, he can tear some
pretty
meat with
much,
the teeth.
pretty much, we have let Lucas and the neighborhood raise Oliver. We just quit. We quit after you. Lucas is halvesies
I
because
broke him. It was
I
me.
can't believe that.
oh, it was amazing how just awful you were. Okay,
You were like, okay, this one doesn't do anything.
this one's broken. I don't know. Just
Okay, we'll try again.
and
Too much.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, couldn't we just had somewhere in
Just-
between?
Yeah, just
That's
split
why
the difference.
TJ fits. TJ fits because he's the courteous bridge between you and Lucas. The courteous bridge. That's your new
The courteous bridge.
That's your new drag name. Courteous bridge. Courteous Bridget.
Courteous. Can we name our kid Courteous?
No.
Like Kurt? Yes.
Kurt.
We can call you Curdy. 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 Okay. I feel like birth order plays a role in manners. I can look
Yeah.
at Oliver, and he has more manners than Quentin. I think that the youngest actually has more, because when you're first raising kids, you have no idea how to train them. You're
What
training
about
them
me?
just.
How are my manners?
Can I finish? So as you're going on, you're giving them your beliefs straight out of, your young adulthood. So you still are developing yours. I think that more so it's depending on the age of the parent. Because if you have a young parent, the first kid usually doesn't know a whole lot as far as manners. Because unless there's someone like TJ. And then, and only then, you have the opportunity to shine and
I
say,
mean,
okay.
TJ's parents are also older.
But it depends on, it depends on who that person marries. If you totally upset the balance, y'all would have rude kids like us. But if you don't, if you allow TJ to lift you and bring you up to his level, as far as emotional
Ma'am.
intelligence,
Mom.
because he's a little bit older. So you just need that balance of emotional intelligence. Your kids could be brilliant. Could
Like
be.
you.
Yes. Aww.
That's when you say you too.
Okay, you can't feed me like
It'll
that.
be full circle.
It makes me feel gross.
It makes it
because
full circle.
That's such a
All of the other
disingenuine
ones,
thing.
all of the other ones have ended full circle. We've had a full circle in all of the other podcasts I've been in.
You too.
I could watch the bar max out.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have any perspective on that birth order thing? And you got to talk like this way.
Oh.
Watch the thing.
Well, me and all of my siblings, we were adopted separately, so I don't feel like we have the same sort of we have no control group, and then
Okay.
because it's we're all completely different people. I'm kind of more the black sheep of the siblings.
That's so funny that you're the black sheep.
Were
Yeah.
you all adopted at separate times?
Yeah.
So it was one, and then let's get another.
Yeah.
So in your family, it wouldn't play as much of a issue at all. I mean, it wouldn't present an issue. Birth order wouldn't, because it's all over the grid there. Do you think gender? You said it did. You said gender played an issue. You felt like in the whole manner thing. Do you feel like it does?
It can.
I feel like you were always more rude than Quentin.
I think gender can only affect manners, and if you go by stereotypes that women are more conscious about, which, and from my experience mostly, women are more conscious about how they appear to others, so they want to be more polite, more mannered, or unless they're going for the opposite effect, they would be more rude, right?
I was thinking it was more like a societal thing. It's
Yeah.
more like women have to be this
Nurturing,
prim,
caring,
cute, soft little.
I agree with
Yes,
TJ.
sir,
Little
yes,
jelly
ma'am,
bean.
thank you. And then men are like, oh, whatever.
Okay, I agree with TJ.
Cook me a steak.
Yeah.
Make me a sandwich.
Now, here's sort of where I can identify with that, because even as a woman, I didn't have manners. As a matter of fact, I have more manners now than I did as a woman. I'm actually more aware of my manners.
Because you matured.
Because you're more you.
Well, probably, yeah, I'm more aware, first of all. But, I was crude and gross. I was really bad, But I have matured. And I don't know that gender plays as much of a role in it as awareness. Just general emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I said, gender can play a role.
It can, but I really feel like that your awareness is dependent on so many factors. Your family, your just experience, because we talked about experience before. And everybody who knows me knows that for a while I checked out, and if you think about the years that I was checked out, it was my rude years, my crude years, the worst years.
Hating the world.
So essentially what
Staying
that
in
tells
bed.
me is that fortunately TJ has been aware and present most of his life, because he's been well-mannered and courteous. And you'll know if he's ever screwed up, because he'll stop with the manners because he'll be at
There's
a
a
lower.
bat. There's a bat out there. Do you hear it? It's
Yeah.
You need to stop.
You can hear it.
I
It's
can
right
hear it, too.
outside.
You need to
It's
stop.
out there squeaking.
Okay, it's time to wrap up.
The flying little
Okay,
germ ball.
that is our conversation on what did we just talk about? We just talked
Manners.
Manners, yes, and emotional intelligence and
Things that
and
could
birth
affect your
order.
manners.
Yeah, all these type things, and I want some comments about what y'all think. And I also want you to help me with this. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and
Follow the podcast on Spotify.
oh yeah, because on Spotify we have a few of the episodes.
Oh.
So, but on my page, on the www.sgpathways.com, you can
Nice
find
plug.
all of our episodes. Yes, because Sacred Grove sponsors us.
Sacred Groves.
Lotions, potions, and holistic notions.
Wow.
Located in
What?
Highland.
Highland, Illinois.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.